All right, over 25 years ago, two guys from the Sacramento area became best friends, and their friendship evolved to include their shared passion for filmmaking and film critique. Fast forward to now, they have a Film Lovers podcast, and they are co-founders of the SacTown Movie Buffs Film Festival. So pull out your popcorn because they're here to tell us about the Sacramento film scene and share with us their Oscar picks. So let's welcome Kier Stows, and we have Jason Alley. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're excited to have you both on. So how did you go from having a passion for film to taking the steps of creating a podcast and a film festival?
Yeah, great. So yeah, as you said, we've been friends for basically the last 25 years, and our friendship came out of basically loving films, watching films, and we said, you know what, we should start a podcast because we're always having dialogue about films, and so we just started a podcast, and people started to resonate with it, and the response just kind of grew and grew, and now we're kind of like on every social media platform, and then we translated that into basically the festival.
Yeah, and how was it doing a podcast with your best friend?
You could probably answer that more than I could.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, kind of like what he said, we always had these conversations anyway. So we figured we might as well have them for other people, because other people always seem to enjoy our bantering. You know what I mean? They would joke that, you guys should have your own show or something like that, and now we kind of do. So.
Yeah, you took those words to heart and made it happen.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And as our local authorities right now in all things film, the Oscars are coming up. Tell us, who are your favorites going to the Oscars? Any best actor and actresses, best director, best film?
I think we both really liked Maverick.
I
think that was a film that both resonated with both of us. I think that would be my pick for best picture. I don't think it's going to win. I think everyone seems to love Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Right.
I think that's the film that's kind of generating a lot of the buzz.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's their year, but my personal pick would be Maverick. I enjoyed that film quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
That's my personal favorite out of all of them. Although I loved Elvis, I loved Banshees of Inisherin, but and I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I think that's the one that will win. All the momentum seems to be with that one right now.
The besties agree with each other. And I know
we don't always.
It doesn't always.
And I know there's also a lot of buzz around Angela Bassett as well. Do you think she might get a win there?
You know, I do think that she has a good shot for Best Actress or Supporting Actress, but it's hard to say. It's a really, really tough category. And sometimes, with Hollywood and Oscars, they just have their favorites for the year. So it would be nice to see her win, but I just don't know if she will.
Yeah.
So
I think she'll win. I do think she'll win. She's great. I love her. This performance I didn't think was the greatest. I would personally vote for Jamie Lee Curtis in that category. But Angela Bassett's always good, so I'm not going to be upset about it, you know.
We got to stay tuned and find out. But we're excited to see if your picks were right, so we're going to be tuning in as well this Sunday. Let's talk more about your festival. I understand that the SacTown Movie Buffs Film Festival showcases local filmmakers, films set in Sac, and filmmakers with ties to Sacramento. What made you want to show that hometown pride?
It kind of started with when we first started our podcast, we were getting a lot of individuals who were emailing us and say, hey, I have this film. I'd love to have it on your show. I'd love for you guys to do an interview with us. And so I said, why don't we just have a film festival right here in Sacramento where we can showcase all these local talent and directors that just maybe aren't getting the shine of the big Hollywood and that sort of thing. And so that's basically what it came out of that. And so that's why we're kind of representing a lot of the indies, the smaller guys that are just kind of getting started that maybe aren't as big as the big Hollywood directors. And that's kind of where it stemmed from.
Yeah, well, I always appreciate the smaller films, the indie films. What has been the response from the community, especially those in the industry who are from Sacramento, that you've created this platform for them to get that recognition?
It's been great. I mean, I get emails almost every single day with someone saying, we want to be on your podcast. We want to be at your film festival. And, I have over 100 films that were submitted for this festival. And so we're still watching films and kind of narrowing down which ones we're going to be able to showcase at the festival. So
that's exciting. Can you name some Sacramentans who rose to become Oscar nominees?
Well, there's Jessica Chastain.
She's the biggest.
Yeah, she won for The Eyes of Tammy Faye last year.
Wow.
And there's also Greta Gerwig, of course, Lady Bird, which was nominated for several awards, but I don't think it won any, but it was definitely showcased Sacramento quite a bit.
Yeah, those are our two, and we got a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more ready to take the crowd. Can you talk about the Sacramento filmmaking community and some of the resources that support local filmmakers?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of directors, producers, actors that are in the community, and it's a really tight-knit community. When I first started the festival, I corresponded with the French Film Festival and some of the other Sacramento film festivals, and we've all kind of worked together, and we're all just basically here to support local artists. And so I think it's a real tight-knit community, and there's going to be a lot of people that are from other festivals that are going to come to my festival, and I've been to some of the other ones as well, and so we all just kind of share information and we share films with each other, like, hey, this is a film that I think would be great for your festival. And so it's just a really, really good cohesive community.
Yeah, there's that camaraderie to want to see everybody succeed locally.
Absolutely.
You have a film festival coming up. Can you tell filmmakers and viewers of any deadlines and dates they should be aware of?
Unfortunately, we have reached the deadline because our film festival is going to be next month on April 16th, and we had 100 submissions, over 100, and so we're still watching films and narrowing down. So unfortunately, they did miss the deadline. However, we do expect a big success, and so we are looking to do this again next year. So if there are any filmmakers in Sacramento, we do urge them to reach out to us directly, and we'll go ahead and see if we can watch the film and maybe we can get them on for the next year. And
I feel like what a good problem to have. It's unfortunate you can't accept more people, but there's been so many submissions of local talent.
Yeah, the response has been great. I was really surprised. I would have been happy with just 5 or 10 films, but when we had over 100, I said, wow, people are really interested, and there are a lot of filmmakers in the area.
All right, well, thank you both of you for joining us this morning. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information. You can catch the SacTown Movie Buffs podcast on Spotify and find out more about the SacTown Movie Buffs Film Festival at SacTownMovieBuffs.com. That's easy to remember.